Hello, Jackie Roby here, Chief Excellence Officer of Inspire Journey Consulting. And today, my very dear friend, Sallie Fraenkel, is here, President of Mind, Body, Spirit Network. Now, Sallie and I met when I worked at Travel Leaders Group overseeing the Select Wellness Program. And she is just an extraordinary person and has since become an amazing friend and great mentor in the wellness travel industry. So, welcome, Sally.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that introduction. I was thinking, Jackie, that I think we've only known each other 2 years come this January, which
Mhm.
I was actually reflecting. I can hardly believe that because I feel like I've known you so much of my life. How lucky for
Oh,
me.
oh, I love that. That's beautiful. I feel the same way. It's flown by, and in that time, there's been so much depth
Yeah.
to our relationship and so
hmm
much we've done together.
Yeah, we've done a lot together considering what a short amount of time we've known each other. That's great. I feel very fortunate and privileged to know you.
Me too. Sometimes people just connect to your soul.
Yes. And I do find the longer you live, because I'm a little bit older than you, that if you're really living well, that you attract more and more of those kind of people, those people that your soul recognizes, maybe way before your intellect recognizes them.
Absolutely, I agree.
Mhm.
So, Sally, tell us about Mind, Body, Spirit Network and what inspired you to start your company.
Mind Body Spirit Network, I'll start with what it is and then I'll give you the why it came into being. Mind Body Spirit Network, we do three things. We connect people. And one of my greatest passions in life is making meaningful connections with and for people. So I do that in a number of different ways. Up until COVID times, I've done that through networking events. And I have done about 36 of these networking events to date. And I utilize my own network that I've amassed through the years of working at Spafinder and working at the Global Wellness Summit. And I bring people together around spa, wellness, food, beauty, and travel. I did finally nod to the fact that we can't meet in person, and I have started to do virtual events. And the thing that I really do take a lot of pride in, Jackie, with my events is doing them a little bit differently than other people and really keeping in mind what that experience is for the person who is attending, not the people who are speaking, having that light shined on them, but that real connection and interactivity. So that's one thing. The second thing I do is I consult, and I primarily consult in the arena of wellness travel. So I've worked with a number of different clients. Travel Leaders was one of them, and happily that led us to meet one another. And I work with various properties, and now my consulting is expanding a little bit. I'm actually working with different wellness products and modalities. I'm a marketer by trade, but I bring a few things to my clients. I bring marketing ability, I bring business development, and probably more than anything, I bring the network and connections that I have around the world. The third thing that I did do, which of course I'm currently not doing, of course, is I craft wellness journeys. I have crafted wellness journeys that I like to call a patchwork quilt. They're really, if you think of a patchwork quilt and the different squares, I don't like to do too much of one thing. I like to do a little bit of everything, and my wellness journeys reflected that. So we might do a little bit of yoga, we might do a wine and chocolate tasting, or we might do a hike up a volcano. And all of my wellness journeys had a component of wellness of the individual and wellness of the planet. So we would do some kind of activity that would be connecting with the local community, giving back in a responsible way. So I'm not doing that right now. But those are the three prongs that I initially founded my company on.
That's incredible. And I have to say that you're a marketer is an understatement. You are brilliant. I mean,
Really?
what you come up with is it blows me away, and you have these ideas that you can hear 1 or 2 things, and all of a sudden, Sally is pitching, 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 and she's got 15 things to bring to you that can elevate your success in a way that you never expected.
Thank you for saying that. I do love marketing. Marketing is a big, broad category, as we both know, because I think you are certainly also a marketer. I spent many years, Jackie. I have a sister who's an artist. I also have a daughter who's an artist. And I spent many years thinking I was not creative. But I really, as time went on, began to realize that I am creative. I'm just creative in a different way than an artist who takes a pen or paints or whatever their medium is and puts that onto paper. So I really appreciate you saying that about my creativity because it's something that I do put a lot of value in.
Well, what inspired you then to start your company?
I had a 30-year career in corporate America. I held two different positions, one at Showtime, the cable network, for 20 years, and then at Spafinder and subsequently the Global Wellness Summit for 10 years. And quite honestly, after 30 years of working for other people, I finally decided I was ready to be my own boss and to go out on my own. And I was in a position to be able to do so. So I probably never thought I would be an entrepreneur, if I'm being very honest. I always described myself as an entrepreneur within a corporate setting, meaning I could blend those entrepreneurial skills with also really fitting in into a corporate structure. But I just realized that I was ready to do this. And once I realized that I was ready to do it, the idea for what I was going to do came to me fairly quickly. And that really was initially the events and the wellness journeys. The consulting, when I left the Global Wellness Summit, they asked me to stay on as a consultant. So that began in an organic way. And of course, once the word got out there and I just started to go out and see various people that I knew, the consulting grew. And of course, that I went to Travel Leaders Group with the idea of creating a wellness travel division, which is what ended up turning into a line extension of their Select Hotels program and becoming Select Wellness. So that actually I will take a little bit of credit for, that I saw the writing on the wall because of the work I had done, that there was a need. There's a real, this was in 2014 also, so it was quite some time ago, that the whole wellness travel sector was just on the cusp of really booming. And now, of course, here we are in COVID times, and I think many of us in the travel world, tourism world, know that wellness tourism and wellness travel are going to be even more relevant than ever.
I couldn't agree more. And I love the vision that you had.
Mhm.
And I would say that there's still so much work to be done, which is what you and I are around for.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say the one other thing that I would add is being in corporate America and being in the kind of roles that I occupied for the amount of time that I did, it required me to really work. At least I felt it really worked from my head. I grew up at a time where, for whatever reason, the way women presented themselves in business and the role models we had and the way I felt I needed to operate was very, very serious in the head. I did not feel that I could in any way show my heart. And for me, and I describe this often, the starting of my own business was a journey from my head to my heart. And that was a very profound evolution for me, being able to still realize I'm serious and I'm capable, but I can also access my heart and I can work from that place as well. But that took a lot of maturity, to be quite honest with you. I don't know maturity in terms of years as much as, or experience, but for me, it took a lot of years to get to a place where I could speak like I am speaking now and say these things without in some way feeling whatever the range of feelings are that I would feel from that kind of thing.
I know, I think that resonates with so many people and continues to. And I know friends that experience that today, that fear of what they say and how they say it and how they express what's in their heart, even if it's in a professional way.
Yeah,
So,
it's
um,
hard. It is very hard, and I don't know if it will ever get easier because it does require being willing to expose your true, complete, and total self. And not everybody's in the same place in the world. So you're always, but this is true in life. We're always opening ourselves up potentially when we become a little bit vulnerable or we show different sides of ourselves. But for me, this has been a huge gift I gave myself, and I don't take that for granted.
And I think one of the things that's so great, the synergy of that is it is truly in line with wellness and healing travel. And now, as your journey has continued into transformational and regenerative travel too.
Yes. So, yeah, it helps, I think, to not only spend a lot of time understanding wellness travel intellectually and academically, but to truly embody it. And some people are able to embody it and some people are not. That's something that some people have that talent and that ability like you do. And I think maybe I do as well, and others don't, but it really does. I think people who are on a journey of self-awareness, as I like to call it, are able to bring things into this wellness travel arena that are very special.
Do you have any healing travel experiences that have changed you that you could share?
Way too many. Um, so many that I don't even know. It honestly, Jackie, I've been so fortunate to have so many that it's hard to pull one out. So I suppose if you want, I could just pull anyone out of my hat. You know, I always come back to my first one because it was my first. It's just like your first love, your first child, your first puppy, or whatever it may be. When my mother took me to Canyon Ranch in 1992, wellness wasn't a word that was being used. Wellness travel did not was not out there. We were not doing that kind of thing. We went to the spas existed. That's what Canyon Ranch was, a spa. And I don't even think we were using the word stress, Jackie. I think we were using different language then. But I was a totally stressed out mother of two relatively young children with a pretty high pressure job, trying to be a good wife, trying to be a good mother, trying to be all of those things that women try to be. And I was having a hard time. And my mother gave me this gift of this trip for my birthday. And it was totally healing and transformational. And there's no other way to describe it. And it planted the seed in 1992 for everything that came after.
I love that story. I know Canyon Ranch had changed me as well. So there's so much goodness there and so much to come for healing
Yeah,
travel.
yeah, absolutely. And it is so much depends on where you are. I mean, I what I knew then versus what I know now is worlds of difference. I mean, the things that I learned, we all have firsts. And I didn't get born knowing, how to do a breathing class. I didn't come into this world knowing certain tips or whatever about ways of eating or spa treatments and modalities and or energy work, all of this kind of stuff. It was a process for me, and it didn't happen just on the first trip. That was the spark that lit that lit a fuse, if you will, or a string that continued to burn and got brighter and stronger. And so that was the beginning. But and I think you and I have had some of the same experiences. I mean, going to places like Euphoria in Greece and the retreat at Costa Rica. So where you and I have been. Where was the first place we went to together, Jackie?
The Healing Summit, I believe, in Portugal.
The Healing Summit in Portugal. And that, of course, in its own right, whether it was actually at Pine Cliffs, which I would describe as a wellness resort, even the setting of being in that nature in that way,
Mhm.
with those people at that moment was very healing. You know, the, gosh, there are just so many incredible places. Ananda in the Himalayas, Vera Villa in California had a profound effect on me. Pritikin in Florida changed my husband's life so dramatically and subsequently changed mine. Miraval doing Spirit Flight with Dr. Tim Frank. I could go on. I'll never forget that, ever. As long as I live, it's like leaving your body and going somewhere. I don't know where. But there's so many of these healing and transformational experiences that I've been so incredibly lucky to have. And I'm looking forward to having more.
Exactly. Sally, I'm so grateful for your time.
Thank you.
And if there's any travel dreaming that you could be doing right now, if you could give us one place that you're thinking of.
There is no question. Bhutan.
Beautiful.
Bhutan is come up for me many, many times. I can't, and I really, 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 really want to go there.
Love it. So how can everybody find you?
Well, you can find me at Sallie at mindbodyspiritnet.com is my email. You can find me through my website, mindbodyspiritnet.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I welcome everyone to connect with me. I love nothing more than connecting with people and just getting to know people out there, especially ones who are interested in wellness, healing, and transformation.
I love it. Thank you so much, Sally, and stay inspired.